presents the Dean Trailways fifth quarter.
That's what we do in Palmer, baby.
Well, spooky season and postseason is always a perfect blend for high school football, and tonight our area teams were looking to keep the season alive in the first round of the playoffs. Thanks as always for tuning in to the Dean Trailways fifth quarter. I'm Ian Kress.
And I'm Haley Schongard. Just 2 weeks ago, Portland defeated Lansing Sexton 41-0 to claim the CAAC White title. And tonight, the two met once again with a trip to the district title game up for grabs. The loss to Portland was the J-Dubs' only loss in the regular season, and neither team wanted to go home tonight. Things would be tied at 6-all at the break, but then Caden Thalen would arrive on 3rd and 1. He breaks out the spin move before diving into the promised land to give the Raiders the lead, and they would never look back. A few plays later, this time the senior decides to show off some real speed and endurance here. An 86-yard house call that, of course, ends in baseball-like fashion with a slide into home. Here it comes. There you go.
Safe.
Then the underclassmen would get to put this thing on ice. From 5 yards out, Brody Moore is not taking no for an answer. He pushes his way in to help Portland take down Sexton again, 27-6 the final. And after the game, Thalen had a group of fellas he wanted to thank.
Without the linemen, I'd be nothing. You know, they're great players, great kids, and amazing coaching. I can't ask for a better game. It was amazing.
You know, just give them a lot of credit for coming here. You know, after that first game, they bounced back. And we know what we told our kids, it was going to be like this. We have a lot of respect for their team and for their program. You know, and you know, we were struggling throwing the football tonight, and Caden just stepped up and you know, and just kept pounding it in there. He's a tough kid, and sometimes we have to ride him.
Staying in Division 4, Hazlitt, fresh off a 6-3 regular season, welcomed in Adrian, and the Viking defense started on the field and quickly went to work. Dontrell Dennis coming up with his second interception in as many weeks. Then after a scoreless first quarter, Corey Amakri changes the scoreboard. The sophomore who's taking a visit to Notre Dame tomorrow finds the end zone to give the Vikings the lead. This was a 5-point game in the second half, but it would grow thanks to my guy, Nikai, spinning his way into the end zone. Hazlitt wins 31-12 and will now take on Chelsea in the district title game. Well, if you were looking for a game where touchdowns were given out like candy on Halloween, look no further than the district opener between Fowler and Ithaca in Division 8.
That's right. The Eagles and the Yellow Jackets are two of the highest scoring offenses in the entire state, regardless of division. Let's bring in the third member of our team, Tyler Driesinga, to see if this one lived up to the billing. Hey, Tyler.
Hey guys, yeah, the scoreboard lights have to be wearing out in Fowler and Ithaca this season. Ithaca is averaging an astonishing 49.5 points per game, and Fowler is averaging 47 points per contest. And the clash between them tonight was an instant classic. We pick it up in the fourth quarter. Fowler down 28-21. All this talk about the offenses coming in, and it's the Ithaca defense making a huge play. Owen McCulka comes up with the pick. But on the ensuing drive, Fowler's defense makes a big play of its own. Tristan Smith bringing the thump on this third down sack. So Fowler gets the ball back, but the ensuing drive would stall. Jacob Hoffman punts it away, but hang on a minute. The ball bounces off the turf and then bounces off the helmet of an Ithaca player. And guess who hops on the fumble for Fowler? It's Smith with the recovery. Great field position for the Eagles, and Nolan Stump caps off the following drive with a short touchdown run to make it a 1-point game with 2:16 to go. Fowler goes for 2 in the win, but Colin Thrush blows up the play in the backfield. A thrilling finish as Ithaca hangs on for a 28-27 win. In a battle of high-flying offenses, it was the defense that stepped up when it mattered most for Jordan Hesbrook and the Yellow Jackets.
It was just resiliency. It was great to see that. We kind of got punched in the mouth there a little bit early on. And we just talked to the kids and just told them keep playing. And I was just so happy and proud of them that they continued to do that. They trusted each other, and they made plays when we needed it.
Well, down in Pirate Country, Pewamo Westphalia welcomed in Perry, who is making its first postseason appearance ever. And boy, did they have a tough task at hand. Not even a full minute into the game, Dylan May would break a few tackles, find an opening, and we've seen this before. He gets in for 6, and that wouldn't be the only time. On the next Pirates possession, and who else would PW go with? Anyone? May, of course. He was like a magnet to the end zone all night. Pewamo Westphalia cruises 47-9 the final, and will play Bath on Friday for the district title.
And let's see how Bath got there. The Bees looking for revenge after losing to Langsburg earlier this season. Opening drive of the game, 4th and goal for Bath, and the Wolfpack defense comes up big. Huge goal line stop to keep Bath out of the end zone, but the Fighting Bee defense would make a big play of their own. Ball's up for grabs. Cole Chamberlain goes up and gets it to give Bath the ball back. And then the Bees go into their bag of tricks. Bradley Ullman gets the toss, but he's not running it. He fires deep downfield to a wide open Andrew Raphael for the first touchdown of the game. Bath survives and advances 16-14, the final.
While the drumline of Lumen Christie was leading the beat for round 1 of playoffs, Grass Lake's Braden Lake would connect with Bryant Cook for the first down to set them up real nice. Then he winds up this bomb to Robert Anderson, who makes it look easy peasy lemon squeezy. Lumen on their first drive would want to keep it on the ground. Cadale Williams breaks off for the first down to help set his team up near the red zone. Then they do some trickery on our cameraman Joe as Isaac Reberg gets into the paint. In the second, Lumen knocking on the door again, and they give it to old reliable Reberg, who punches it in to extend the lead. Titans slay the Warriors 58-14.
We'll shift our attention to Division III after the break and check in with the #1 team in the state. Mason Bulldogs began their playoff march at home tonight against Linden, plus a conference rematch in the district opener between Lansing Everett and East Lansing. The Trojans won the regular season meeting. Would they do it again? Those highlights and more next on the Dean Trailways 5th Quarter.
Mason played 5 teams who qualified for this year's playoffs.
Not only did the Bulldogs go 5-0 against those teams, they also won all of those games by at least 2 scores. Ooh. So yeah, there's a reason they're the #1 team in Division III heading into playoffs.
Yeah, the Bulldogs, who were home on home turf taking on Linden tonight, and of course the costumes were loud and proud. Mason's first drive of the game, Kason Carswell throws a beautiful deep ball, and Caleb Parrish says, "Give me that." Parrish was rocking number 99 tonight because his original number 4 wasn't available in the gray uniform. Carswell had 3 touchdowns in this one, and the Bulldogs defense just as clean. Logan Dorr comes up with a tackle and then plants his flag with ease. Once the offense got the ball back, Mr. Reliable gets the handoff. A.J. Martell jogs in for the first of his 2 touchdowns on the night. Mason wins 45-20 and will now face the winner of this next game. Haley?
That's right, Ian. Over to DeWitt. Rob Zimmerman and his Panthers looking to advance against Fenton. DeWitt were up big at the half, but the Tigers weren't going quietly. Noah Dotson fights Christian Kilpatrick in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Fenton within striking distance. Panthers respond. Travers Moore takes the handoff, and he goes untouched to extend the DeWitt lead to 28. Moore making an impact on defense as well. He jumps the route and makes the interception to give the Panthers the ball back. And then the dagger for DeWitt. Abram Larner gets the handoff, makes a couple of defenders miss, and he is off to the races for a touchdown. DeWitt. Panthers roll at home 56-28, setting up a rematch with Mason next week.
Plenty of Halloween costumes in the Parma Western Students section for this one tonight. Would it be trick or treat for the Panthers against Battle Creek Harper Creek? Well, they're up big to start the second half. Harper Creek's Chase Nichols fires over the middle, connects with Braden Best for the first down, but then the Parma defense stood tall. Luke Teachout with a big hit here. Then Owen St. Andre intercepts a pass over the middle, and he's got a convoy of blockers to escort him to the end zone. A pick 6 for the only score of the second half. Parma Western topples Battle Creek Harper Creek 38-0. In Division 6, 3-6 Lansing Catholic took down Michigan Center 35-34 tonight and will face the winner of this next game. Ovid Elsie was in the playoffs for a 4th straight season, opening up at home against Ida. The Marauders came into playoff an impressive win over Standish Sterling in the regular season finale, a game in which they overcame a 2-score deficit in the 4th quarter. And this game was brought to you by the letter D for defense. Ida punting it away in the first quarter. But there's trouble with the snap, and Cole Workman makes the tackle before the Blue Streaks can even get the punt off. Second quarter now. Ovid-Elsie's Trice Tokar drops back to pass for the Marauders, connects for a first down, but a big hit at the end of the play jars the ball loose, and Alex Nolan hops on it. Told you there's a lot of defense. This one was scoreless at the half, but Ovid-Elsie goes on to win it 14-3.
Well, in Division II, Lansing Everett is back in the playoffs for the first time since 2014, and waiting for them was a familiar opponent in East Lansing.
That's right. The Trojans are the #1 seed in the district and beat Lansing Everett 45-14 in the regular season.
So with the Vikings seeking a bit of revenge, the Trojans entered the playoffs on a 7-game winning streak, and it is because of plays like this. With less than 5 seconds until halftime, EL pulls off a little trick, and it turns into a treat. Charlie Baker with the lateral to BJ Wyndham, and it goes for a 69-yard touchdown as the first half expires. The Trojans led by 23 at the break. Second half, EL kept it rolling. Ben Fletcher fakes out the camera, jukes a couple of defenders, and enters the spin zone for another Trojan touchdown. Junior running back Jace Clarizio had 3 touchdowns on the night. He could have had 4, but this one was called back for holding. Nonetheless, East Lansing rolls to a 42-20 victory. And staying with teams in the CAAC Blue, Grand Ledge is our lone team in Division I in these playoffs, and we're on the road taking on Grand Blanc. And in the first quarter, the man was on a mission here. Daniel Steele puts the defense in a spin cycle, gives the Bobcats a 7-0 lead. But Grand Ledge would then have an answer. Preston Bonet on the quarterback keeper finds the end zone, ties the game up at 7. However, Grand Blanc would put the ball in the hands of Steele once again. He finds the end zone as Grand Blanc ends Grand Ledge's season with a 48-13 win.
Some other scores we had our eyes on for the second straight season. Charlotte would fall at the hands of Hastings 30-28. And in Division 5, Williamston lost to unbeaten Pontiac Notre Dame Prep 35-6.
So that's all the scores and highlights we have for you tonight, but we're not done yet. In a 2-game battle of top 10 teams, Michigan State's hockey team dropped the puck with Boston College again tonight.
The 8th-ranked Spartans hoped to even things up with the 3rd-ranked Eagles tonight. Plus, MSU men's soccer team wrapped up the regular season at home. Find out if the Spartans could capture a senior night victory when the Dean Trailways 5th quarter returns.
The number 3 Boston College, Michigan State's hockey team was hoping for a series split tonight.
Yeah, the 8th-ranked Spartans were looking for a statement non-conference road win.
And similar to last night, Boston College would jump out to a 2-0 lead on the power play. Kenner Gauthier fires it past freshman Trey Augustine to put MSU in a 2-0 hole in the second period. And then in the third, the Eagles really took flight. A costly MSU turnover leads to a goal from Jack Malone to make this 4-0. Boston College takes down Michigan State 5-1. The Spartans will now begin Big Ten play next weekend at Ohio State.
It was a heartbreaking result for the MSU Spartans soccer team on Tuesday, dropping a 3-2 result to Ohio State. It was their first loss of the season and will likely cause them to miss out on a Big Ten regular season title. But the Spartans had a chance to get the bad taste out of their mouths before the Big Ten tournament starts as they squared off with Drake tonight in the regular season finale. It was senior night and it got off to a great start with senior Grayson Mercer scoring his first goal of the year. But aside from that goal, not the performance the Spartans were hoping for. They played to a 1-1 draw with Drake. It's the Spartans' 7th draw of the season.
All right, so now they'll wait for their fate in the Big Ten tournament. Also, women's soccer, they won the Big Ten last Sunday. We talked to them this week on the Coaches Show, so that should be a fun show.
Their awards just keep rolling in.
Oh, yeah.
Freshman of the year, midfielder of the year, regular season title, all the good stuff.
Also, Michigan State's football team's at Minnesota tomorrow, but for now, that's it for the show. Thanks for watching.
See ya.